Good morning, students. Today we are going to look at problem number 19 from non-profit organization. Look at the question. On the basis of the information given below, you have been asked to calculate the amount of stationery that is to be debited to income and expenditure account of Good Health Sports Club. So we are going to prepare the stationery account for Good Health Sports Club for the year ended 31st of March 2020. You have been given with the particulars and the related information which were in the beginning of the year and towards the end of the year. So what are the information that we have? Let's see to it. You have been given stock of stationery. Stock means there are only two different types of stock. One is your opening stock and other one is your closing stock. So stock of stationery, opening stock value is 80,000, whereas a closing stock value is 60,000. And you have also given creditors for stationery. That implies that the non-profit organization have got a practice to buy goods even on credit basis. So they are not only following the cash basis of accounting, they even buy the goods from creditors on a credit basis. So creditors for stationery, opening creditors as well as closing creditors are available. In addition to the above information, you have also been given that stationery purchased during the year ended 31st March 2020 was rupees 4,70,000. So we got opening stock, closing stock, opening creditors and closing creditors, and the most important information which we require to start the problem is the amount paid towards the stationery. So purchases details, right? Because we used to find the cost of goods sold by using the formula opening stock plus purchases less closing stock, right? So the purchases overall value is given to us 4,70,000. Now let us start preparing the income and expenditure account for this particular problem. Just draft your format. Have the heading as Good Health Sports Club, and you are not asked to prepare a complete income and expenditure account. You are only going to show the amount of stationery consumed alone. So in that case, you should mention it as it is an extract of income and expenditure account for the year ended 31st of March 2020. Have your debit side as well as your credit side. Any doubts so far, students? Right. So debit side represents your expenditure, rupees. The credit side your income and rupees. Okay. We know that opening stock plus purchases less closing stock is what stationery consumed. And even in the question we have been asked to find out, determine the amount of stationery to be debited, which means the amount of stationery consumed during the year to be calculated. Okay, so how am I going to work it out? Opening stock. Have we been given with the opening stock? Yes, opening stock is 80,000. Take this value, substitute in the formula, plus purchase of stationery, right? You have been given purchase of stationery during the year. Overall purchase is 4,70,000, right? This 4,70,000 will come in purchases, and then less closing stock. Closing stock is given here as 60,000. Reduce 60,000 from this 4,70,000 and 80,000. Okay. You may ask, then what about the creditors? The problem is given in such a way that purchase of stationery, that means it includes both cash purchase as well as credit purchases. So we used to take only total purchase. So when we are going to consider total purchases, obviously the creditors will get adjusted in this purchases. if they would have given as an additional information separately stating that stationery purchase during the year rupees 4,70,000 and within a bracket cash purchases or cash purchase of stationery during the year rupees 4,70,000, then we need to prepare separately the creditors for stationery, and then we will find the amount of credit purchases. We need to add the credit purchase and the cash purchase together to find out our total purchase, and that will be used in the purchases area. But since in this problem it is given very clear that the opening creditors is amount of rupees 90,000, closing creditors is amount of rupees 1,10,000, and stationery purchase during the year. This is what the highlight of this particular problem. This 4,70,000, it includes both your cash purchases and credit purchases. So this creditor information you need not consider. You can just leave it out. Able to understand, students? So that we have taken only this 4,70,000 in place of purchases. So 80,000, which is the opening stock, plus the overall purchase is 4,70,000, ignoring the creditors, need not consider for this problem, and closing stock of stationery is 60,000. When you substitute this, you will be getting an amount of rupees 4,90,000. Can you able to understand, students? This 4,90,000 is what the amount of stationery consumed. So you will just write in the debit side as to stationery consumed 4,90,000. Any doubts? Fine. Let me move on to our next problem. The next problem, if you look at, it says Punya Trust runs a charitable hospital. So when you are going to work out for hospital, obviously what will be the stock? It's obviously going to be your medicines. Can you able to understand? So different NPOs, that is, if you are going to work for a sports club, you will have the sports material. If you are going to work out for a normal non-profit organization, there may be stationaries, or if you are going to work out for hospitals, you may get medicines. So like this only you will get the problems. Okay, so Punya Trust is running a charitable hospital. How will the following items will be dealt while preparing income and expenditure account for the year ended 31st of March 2020, and we are also asked you to prepare the balance sheet as at that date, which means as on 31st of March 2020. Let's see the information given to us. The information given to us are as follows. Stock of medicine. That means what is it? The opening stock as well as the closing stock. So 1st April 2019 denotes your opening stock, whereas 31st of March 2020 denotes your closing stock. The next one is creditors for medicine. What does it implies? The hospital has got the practice of buying the medicines both on cash basis as well as on credit basis. So the creditors for medicine, opening creditors is 20,000, closing creditors is 13,000. Then given to us is advance paid for medicines on 31st of March 2020. Obviously the current year, because we are working for 1920, so current year advance which you have paid for the medicine is rupees 13,000. Here you have to be very careful. Why? In the sense is, it is a payment that has been done in advance, which means it is prepaid expenses. You should not always think that advance is something which we need to take it to our liability side. Can you able to understand? Advance income, that is when you are dealing with subscription, if you get an advance, okay, in the current year for the next year, obviously it should be taken as a liability. But this is a payment which you have done, because we are running a hospital and you are paid for the medicines well in advance. So that is considered to be as a prepaid advance, as prepaid expenses or unexpired expenses. You should not treat that as a liability. You need to treat them as your asset. Can you able to understand the difference? Just don't blindly go with the word advance means it is a liability. Read the sentence completely. It is the advance paid for the medicine on 31st of March 2020, which is your asset, prepaid expense. Advance paid for medicines carried from the year ended 31st March 2019. Okay, here if you look at, this is the expense. Okay, this is the expense which you have incurred as an advance when we were in the year 2018-19. During that period, we will consider this as a prepaid expense. But when we are going to work out for 1920, this advance which you have paid, okay, on 31st of March 19 is not your advance. It's not your prepaid expense. It is your current expenses. Okay, it is the payment you have paid for the purchase of medicine. And then you are given finally as amount paid for the medicine during the year. So during the current year, you have bought 1,08,000 worth of medicines. So now, they haven't given you information related to cash purchases or credit purchases separately. They are just given you amount paid for the medicines during the year. But we know one thing, that there is credit purchases because creditors are given in the question. And we have opening creditors, closing creditors. Obviously, we need to find out the credit purchases that has been done during the year. So, how we are going to work it out? Just we'll move on to the problem. First, you prepare the creditors for the medicines. Can you able to understand? So calculation you are going to prepare, that is calculation of the medicine consumed during the year. That's the objective which we have to find out. So you need to find the amount of medicine consumed during the year 1920. So prepare particulars and replace. Okay, first we will take amount paid for the medicine during the year, which is given in the question. Correct? 1,08,000 is given the question, right? So take this 1,08,000 as your base item. So amount of medicines that you have paid, 1,08,000. To this you need to add the opening stock. Are you been given the opening stock detail? Check out in the question. Yes, stock of medicine, openings also available, closings also available. So just drop the opening stock, add stock of medicine 1st April 30,000 over here. The next purchases which are done, okay, the amount of purchase which are done, that is nothing but advance paid for the medicines is given, right? This nothing but it is the amount that you have spent during the year. That's a purchases during the year. Okay, you have to consider this as a purchases, because if we were working for, if we are going to prepare it for 18-19, then we can consider this as a prepaid expense. But we are now in 1920. So in 1920, we need to consider that amount only as a purchases, amount spent on purchases. So purchase needs to be added because the formula says opening stock plus purchases less closing stock. So in that aspect, you have to add this amount of 2,000 along with 30,000. Any doubts so far, students? Right. Now you need to bring the closing creditors. So closing creditors, which means nothing but outstanding creditors. The creditors which are mentioned as outstanding during the current year. So current year outstanding will be added. So don't go with the blind concept that anything which is outstanding needs to be added. Current year outstanding only needs to be added. Even in subscription also, outstanding subscription for the current year we need to add. Outstanding subscription of the previous year will be deducted. Able to understand? In the same sense, you have to add the current year closing creditors, which is amount of rupees 13,000 that is given in our question. Can you able to see a creditors for medicine? Okay, the closing creditors value is 13,000. Take this value and then drop it over here. When you add 30,000 plus 2,000 plus 13,000, you'll get 45,000. So add 45,000 with 1,08,000, you will get 1,53,000. Any doubts so far, students? Right. Moving on to the next items. That is whatever we have to reduce it, subtract it. The first thing which we need to subtract is the stock of medicine, closing stock, which is given in our question, right? It is given over here. stock of medicine closing is 5,000. So immediately give 5,000 over here. And then advance paid for the medicine during the year. That means in the current year you have given an advance of medicine, right? You have paid advance of the medicine, which is 13,000. That you need to subtract it. Okay, that should not be considered as current year expenses. Okay, so you need to subtract that. So advance paid for the medicine on 31st of March 28, 13,000. And then the creditors which were in the opening needs to be subtracted. So always remember, current year closing is nothing but it will be mentioned as creditors for the year ended 31st of March 2020 or whatever the year, that is your current year closing creditors. Always current year closing will need to be added, and the creditors which have been in the beginning of the year needs to be subtracted. Able to understand the concept? So creditors, because the opening creditors is denoting what? It is the closing creditors of the previous year. That's what I said. Current year outstanding will be added and previous year outstanding will be deducted. So as a case, you are going to deduct this 20,000, which is nothing but the opening creditors. Okay, once you deduct this, if you add all this 5,000 plus 13,000 plus 20,000, you will get 38,000. So the total value to be deducted is 38,000. Deduct this 38,000 from 1,58,000, you will get an amount of rupees 1,15,000. What does it denote? The 1,15,000 denotes the amount of medicine that we have consumed for the year ended 31st of March 2020. So where we need to show this amount? We need to show it in our income and expenditure account. Just prepare the extract in a similar way. Okay, so we need to prepare the extract. So what we are going to do? We are going to write it as an extract of income and expenditure account for the year ended 31st of March 2020. Debit side and credit side. Since it is the stationery which you have consumed and it is pertinent to the expenditure, we need to show this only on the debit side of income and expenditure account. So none of the item will appear on the credit side. So only in your debit side you will mention as 2 medicines consumed. Can you able to understand? The amount of 1,15,000. The next is we are also asked to prepare the balance sheet for this problem. So what all we can prepare in balance sheet or what all we can show in our balance sheet? We can have the advances which you have paid during the year. That is considered to be as your prepaid expenses which will appear on your asset side. Right? Second, you have got your closing stock of medicines. Closing stock will appear on the asset side of the balance sheet. Correct? Right. The next one is you have the opening and closing creditors, but closing creditors will only appear in the balance sheet. So creditors need to be shown in our balance sheet. Apart from these, do we have anything to project in the balance sheet? Nothing. So you are just going to prepare your balance sheet simultaneously, stating here that is an extract of the balance sheet as at 31st of March 2020, liabilities and assets, and in this case both will have the values. So on the liability side you will mention it as creditors for medicines. What is the amount of the current year closing creditors? It is 13,000. So current year closing creditors 13,000 you are mentioning over here. Similarly, you will also bring in the value of advance paid towards the medicines. What is that amount advance paid to the medicine in the current year? 13,000. That is your prepaid expenses. So prepaid expense is an asset. So advance for medicine 13,000 shown on the asset side. The next one is stock of medicine. That is your closing stock for the current year, which is 5,000 given in the first line itself. So you will bring that 5,000 also. And again I am repeating it. Extracted balance sheet or extracted receipts and payment or extracted your income and expenditure account need not tally, and it won't tally. You need not put the totals. You only have to drop the values alone. Don't total it and don't just try to balance them. If you do such thing, it is a blunder which you are committing it, and they will strike out completely. You will not be rewarded any marks at all. So please be very careful when you are being asked to prepare only a particular segment which needs to be shown on receipts and payment or income and expenditure or in the balance sheet. Remember, you are preparing only the extract, you are not doing a complete problem. In such case, need not total both the sides. Able to understand, students? Right. Shall we move on to the next problem? Fine. Now, look at the third problem, that is illustration 21. From the following information, calculate the amount that will be shown against stationery account in income and expenditure account for the year ended 31st of March 2020. You are given with the details for the year 1st of April 2019 and the year ended 31st of March 2020. What are the information that we have got? It is creditors for stationery, stock of stationery. Now if you just look at it, first problem we dealt with sports material, which is for sports club. Second one we dealt for a hospitals. Third we are dealing it for a non-profit organization whereby stationery. Right. So creditors for stationery, which means it denotes the opening creditors is 4,600 rupees and the closing creditor is an amount of rupees 11,800. Any doubt in this, students? So how you got the 4,600 and the 11,800? Right, it is given in the question. Stock of stationery, opening stock and the closing stock is given to us. Opening stock value is 15,000, closing stock value is 30,400. It is given as additional information that during the year ended 31st of March 2020, payment made to creditors amounted to rupees 56,800. So we can understand from this that there is a credit purchases. But just like that, we cannot conclude that there is only credit purchases. There can also be cash purchases. Okay, so the amount of payment done to the creditors during the year end was 56,800 and stationery purchased in cash. So now they are given the information. See, stationery purchased in cash during the year was 20% of total purchase of stationery. So here the question is given in such a way that we are not given with the information as what is the total purchase. If we know the value of total purchases, our work will become very easy. It becomes very simple. From the total purchases, we can just eliminate the amount of credit purchases, we can get the cash purchases. But it is said in such a way that it is 20% of total purchase. We all know that total purchase is nothing but it's a combination of your cash purchases plus credit purchases. So first what we can do, we have the information related to creditors. We have the opening creditors value, we have got the closing creditors value, we have also got the amount paid to the creditors. So using these information, what we can derive? We can derive the amount of credit purchases. Can you able to understand? We can derive the value of credit purchases. Once if you are done with the credit purchases, then our task will become more easier. How? We have an equation. Total purchase is equal to cash purchases plus credit purchases. We are given that 20% of the total purchase is going to be your cash purchase. So which means 80% is your credit purchase. So we will first try to evaluate what will be the amount of credit purchase. So for that what we have to do, we need to first open the creditors account. We need to open creditors account. So creditors for stationery. You are opening creditors for stationery account. So first what you will do, you need to bring the opening balance of creditors. Where it is available in the question, if you see, creditors for stationery opening value is 4,600. Always creditors account will show credit balance, so opening balance will be on the credit side. So by balance brought down 4,600. Any doubts? Fine. Moving on to the next one. What is it? The closing creditors. So closing it as 11,800. We all know that opening creditors, if it shows a credit balance, obviously closing creditors should show debit balance. Only then it will appear in the credit side as by balance brought down for the next year or next month. Okay, so the closing creditors 11,800 will be shown on my debit side as to balance brought down. Can you able to understand, students? So to balance brought down 11,800. So first I am completing the balances of creditors. The next one from the question are given that during the year 2020 amount paid to the creditor is 56,800. What is our journal entry? Just go with the journal entry. If you are going to make a payment to your creditor, okay, so what will be the journal entry for cash paid to creditors? Creditors account will be debited to cash or bank, right? So we are preparing creditors account. In creditors account, where will this cash or bank will appear? Obviously, it will appear on your debit side. So just recollect the journal entry, right? So to bank account, it is nothing but the amount paid to the creditors, 56,800. Now we don't have anything related to creditors. We have got everything in the creditors account. So now total your debit side. Debit side shows how much? 56,800. Only this value we have got on the debit side. On the credit side, we have got the amount of, sorry, in the debit side we have got two amounts, 56,800 as well as 11,800. Able to understand, this is a closing balance and this is the amount paid to the creditors. So when I add these two, I'll get 68,600. Whereas in my debit credit side, I got only the opening balance. So the difference between these two sides comes to an amount of rupees 64,000. This 64,000 denotes nothing but it is my credit purchases, that is my balancing figure. So my credit purchase I have derived by preparing my creditors account. So my creditors account has got over. Now we need to find out the cash purchases, because it is said very clearly that the stationery purchased in cash during the year is 20% of your total purchase of stationery. So total purchase we need to derive, on that we need to find what is 20%. So let's prepare one equation. So calculation of cash purchase of stationery. We need to prepare the calculation of cash purchase of stationery. So what we are going to do? We are going to prepare the cash purchase of stationery. So let's first write the equation. Can you able to look at it on screen? Yeah. So I am mentioning here the calculation of cash purchase of stationery. Let the total purchase be X, because that's one we don't know. Right now we don't know what is our total purchase. Let it be as X. What has been given? The cash purchase is 20% of total purchase. So cash purchase will be nothing but 20% of X. That is nothing but X by 5. That is 20 by 100 is what? 1/5. Correct? If you just find what is 20%, means 20% is nothing but 20 divided by 100. That means it is 1 by 5. So if you apply 1 by 5 on X, it will be X by 5. So your cash purchase will be X by 5. Now credit purchase is what? When 20% is going to be your cash purchase, obviously 80% is going to be your credit purchase. So credit purchase will be 80% of X. That is nothing but 4X by 5. How? 80% is nothing but 80 by 100. When you just simplify that 80 by 100, you cancel the common 0. So in 80, 1 0 will go off, and in 100, 1 0 will go on. 8 by 10. 8 by 10 is nothing but 4 by 5. So when you apply 4 by 5 on X, it will be 4X by 5. So you have got cash purchase as well as you have got the credit purchase value in terms of variables. So just substitute it. X by 5 plus 64,000. What is the 64,000? It is nothing but I have derived my credit purchases by preparing my creditors account. Right? I got the credit purchases 64,000. So this 64,000 I am just substituting in place of my credit purchase. So cash purchases is x by 5 plus credit purchases 64,000 will be equal to x total purchase. So now I am going to substitute, that is I am going to bring x and all to one side and I am going to have the constant on the other side. Just algebraic equation. So 4x by 5, that is nothing but x by 5, this plus x will come to this side as minus x. So x by 5 minus x is equal to 64,000. Can you able to understand, students? So x by 5, okay, minus x is equal to 64,000. And when I substitute it, I'll get the equation as 4x by 5 minus 64,000. Sorry, is equal to 64,000. So x will be equal to 64,000 into 5 by 4. It will get reciprocal. It's a simple mathematical calculation. That is 64,000 is my credit purchases, which I got it from preparing creditors account, and then I want to find out my cash purchases. So I am going to substitute it in the equation. So x by 5 plus 64,000 is equal to x, and I am going to have my x and all on one side and constant on the other side. So it will be as x minus x by 5 is equal to 64,000. When you take the LCM, so x means x by 1 minus x by 5, so 5 will be your LCM. So 5x minus x is nothing but 4x by 5. So 4x by 5 is equal to rupees 64,000. X's is equal to, just you have to cross multiply. So 64,000 into 5 by 4, that is equal to 80,000. So x is nothing but my total purchase. The total purchase is 80,000. In that 80,000, 64,000 rupees is my credit purchase. Then what will be my cash purchases? My cash purchase will be an amount of rupees 16,000. So when I eliminate my credit purchase from the total purchase, I will get my cash purchase. So 16,000 is the amount of cash purchase of stationery. So I'll conclude it as stationery consumed, which is to be debited to my income and expenditure account, will be opening stock plus purchases. Okay, the opening stock is given in the question, plus purchases. Okay, that includes your cash as well as the credit and less the closing stock. When you do this, you will get opening stock 15,000 plus purchases, means the cash purchase and credit purchase both put together is 80,000. 80,000 minus the closing stock of 30,400, I will be getting an amount of rupees 64,600. So this is the amount which I have to show in my income and expenditure account. Which side? Debit side. But since they haven't asked us to prepare income and expenditure account, they are just asked to derive the value what you will show to the debit side of income and expenditure account. Just a calculation alone is enough. Need not show the income and expenditure account and waste your time. Able to understand, students? Right. Any doubt if you have, don't hesitate to ping me or to call me, and just complete these problems in your classwork. We will meet with our next problems in the next session. Thank you, students.